This is the Dirk Pinkerton Smilodon. This is made by Dirk Pinkerton in his shop. Custom knife. This is on loan to me from HeroSticks. Good friend of the show and great supporter of the show. Thank you, Hero. He's also a patron. And he sends me these boxes full of cool knives I haven't experienced yet. Everything from this triple-edged Tanto style pikal defense knife by the hands of Dirk Pinkerton to other really great different smaller interesting knives. Anyway, thank you, Hero, again for all the great loaners. This here is an incredible self-defense knife in the pikal style of knife. And what do I mean by pikal? I mean tip down, traditionally edge in. This one is triple edged, so all the edges are all over the place. But a pikal style knife has the edge on the inside and the tip down to take advantage of this kind of motion, this sort of clawing, gross motor motion that would be present in a knife altercation or some sort of situation like that that requires a knife for self-defense. You're going to be all amped up on adrenaline is the idea, and all of your fine motor skills that you learned in your knife dueling class goes out the window, and you do the sort of caveman motions, hammer fisting, that kind of thing. And an inner edge with a tip down really takes advantage of that sort of motion and does a lot of damage. Okay, that's the pikal thing. I've been into this style of knife for a couple of years now and collecting them on and off. And this one has me wanting to start to add to the sub collection again, because I just think it's so cool. Dirk Pinkerton is a really excellent knife maker. He's very well respected among his peers for his ability to grind incredible knives. And then he's also known far and wide for his many designs that have gone into production with companies like Kaiser and Concept and Beyond EDC, to name a few. So Dirk Pinkerton, I dig him. And his knives can be had for a reasonable price, knives that he's made himself with his incredible skills in his own shop. I have one, and I'm going to show it off right here. It would make a great stablemate to this this knife, and that's my Cave Bear by Dirk Pinkerton. Same, you see that same maker's mark, same incredible grinding, double-edged, ferocious sort of pikal style knife here, and there they are next to one another. I do carry this one at the 3 o'clock position in my waistband. I must admit, not too often. It is a pretty menacing blade, and the handle is a full handle size. This one would be easier for me to conceal carry in the manner I do, because the handle is shorter, just enough for the hand and a thumb to cap it. And for me, that's better, because in the waistband, you always have the handle pressing up against your love handles or your side. Less love handle than I used to have, but there's still something there, So the smaller the handle, the better. But this is, ooh, geez, look at that. Oh, it didn't cut, but I felt it immediately. This is a very sticky, sharp blade. This is Nitro V. This is CTS-XHP steel, and just look at that. Look at that Tanto. I mean, that is a Tanto. Triple-edged Tanto, much in the spirit of this double-edged Tanto. But look, I mean, this is such a cool knife. Let me show it to you with some other Dirk Pinkerton designs. Here's the Inversion. You see the family resemblance there. That's the Inversion by Kaiser Knives. When you look at this, of course, Inversion, because it looks like the blade should be the other way around. At first glance, we're used to seeing the choil and, well, anyway, from this side, we're used to seeing the choil and that and all of these features with the edge on this side. But lo and behold, it's for this kind of grip. So you draw it from your pocket, it waves open with this cool brass stud. It ships with this and a different, more low profile one. But it opens up, boom, you have it in your hand ready for your caveman action here. Or as I mentioned in this week's podcast, this thing really does make a great utility knife. I know it's really set up for that sort of fighting style and it's pretty aggressive looking, but I swear that tip down there and this right here is very, very comfortable. It is a comfortable knife to use just as a, functional duty knife, even though it's very tactical in nature. Here's another one. This is the Main Street, not the mini Main Street as it was, or the little Main Street as it was originally labeled on this first run. Just a beautiful Wharncliffe. There's his maker's mark. I mean, we know a lot of Wharncliffes from Dirk Pinkerton, but he does a lot of other stuff. Ethnographic designs, especially in his fixed blade work. You'll see him do jambayas and other knives from the Middle East, as well as karambits and these kind of pikals and different really cool ethnographic sort of weapony knives. And then these very utilitarian, albeit with those angles here, could be used as weapons, utilitarian style designs. This one is the asymmetrical contact, which Dirk sent to me to check out. And I loved it so much and oohed and awed over it. And he said that I could keep it. And I hope I wasn't trying to exert pressure by telling him how much I liked it. But he said, no, that's yours. So thank you, sir. And, obviously this will never leave the collection. But chances are, even if it had no sentimental value, it would still never leave the collection because it's a perfect knife. It's in that 3 3¼ inch range. So that's perfect for a lot of people's EDC. This is the kind of Wharncliffe blade that I love. That angle in particular is quite aggressive and is very useful in a thrust. So I love that. I love the angle at which it is presented to the rest of the thing, rest of the knife. Very, very cool knife. So Dirk Pinkerton, no slouch. Whether he's standing at the grinder, grinding out these incredibly symmetrical, I mean, this is 6 different grinds that are all symmetrical here. And yes, I've checked. So whether he's doing that or at the CAD machine, designing knives, I don't know I can't remember if he uses CAD. I think he does, but he's no slouch at all. Let me show you this with some notable pikal-style knives. Here is the Copus Design Blade Works and Ed Calderon Elvia. This is one of those sheaths that you can snag on that. You can drop it in the pocket without any sort of clip. And as you extract it, snag it on that little hook. Theoretically, this lands back in your pocket and you have a knife in your hand. Usually it comes flying out for me. But just a great little wickedly sharp 154 cm, kind of like a kitchen knife almost with this injection molded handle. Josh of Bright for War, Josh Mason, Bright for War Knives wrapped this for me. That is purple rayskin, purple dyed rayskin with the Sukamaki wrap. Oh, so cool. Such a cool knife. Yeah, I was really heavily into these for a little while. This is the Anomaly by Bastian Cove, Bastinelli Knives, and Doug Marcaida. They did a 4-knife series based on this handle, and this was the Pikal version from that. Here's the JB Knife and Tool ditch pick, such a sweet little nasty knife with a very thin blade stock for that sort of purpose. And then lastly, in my collection of Pikal style knives, this is the Drog from Rib Splitter Knives. Very nice refined G10 handle, and then this real rough looking blade. Brute de Forge, I think they call that. Very nice. Very cool blade. So thank you, HeroSticks. Yes, yet again, he has exposed me to something awesome that I've wanted to check out for a while. This Smilodon was one that we talked about when Dirk Pinkerton was on the show. This was pre-video days, if I'm remembering correctly. But I remember him talking about this, and he was very excited about this knife at the time. By the way, a Smilodon is a saber-toothed cat, saber-toothed tiger, I think. So very aptly named. And yeah, I'm so thrilled to have finally gotten a chance to check it out. Look at the ergonomics on this handle. Should have mentioned that earlier and not just in the wrap-up. Great ergonomics. All right, thanks for watching. Take care.